Kenshin. Harrison,
рассерзан,
40-year-old. Harrison was a businessman who always loved the view from the brig. Little did he know that that brig would be his resting place. As I came along and started to rip open his stomach and eat his organs, he tasted and so on. Me. Jack,
повреждение черепа,
24-year-old. Jack was a studying electrician who I kidnapped into my humble abode. He desperately tried to escape the chair and ropes, but it was no use. After seeing what I was to him, he fell and cracked his skull open on my counter. A win is a win. Right. Alex,
пронзен,
38-year-old. Alex was a loving father who had 2 children. Those 2 kids would always fight over and over again. I'm sure he needed a break from them, so I gave him the break by simply chasing him in his own car down into the forest until he was impaled on a tree branch. Ruby,
рана топором,
57-year-old. One story my mother told me was about the 3 gold diggers. All went to the same town, and when the people saw what they were going, murdered them 3 in cold blood. So what's one more redneck to add to the list? Bailey and Dexter,
удушье,
9 and 10-year-old. 2 brothers who hated each other. They would always fight and scream. It was safe to say that their relationship was ruined, so I decided to bond them together. Now they are inseparable, married, as one flesh. Adrian,
поражен электрическим током,
34-year-old. Adrian was an electrician who was tasked with mentoring a young man who I knew, but after he disappeared, I knew that I could take his place. After the tour of the building we sat down to have lunch, but I said that I noticed something wrong in the control panels, so we went to look at the fault. The moment he touched the metal, he electrocuted himself. When I was a young child, I had an imaginary friend. Mommy always tucked me into bed and kissed me goodnight. That's when my friend came in to visit. We would end up talking for hours at a time. We talked about how delicious human flesh was, and that we were not the only hungry ones. We talked so much that our throats bursted and exploded everywhere. That's why I write in this notebook. You know, when people smarter, he also crazier. I know less than or greater than, but I didn't think he was such a gunner. Terrence,
обезглавлен,
18-year-old. I loved the movie Ed, and you should too. Terrence was a massive movie nerd. His favorite films was the classic. I gifted him a mask and invited him to my place. He looked thrilled with the mask on. Oh wait, I think that mask was a bit too small for him. And metal one too. Clarence,
сожжен,
30-year-old. I do believe in life after death. But heaven and hell don't exist. Heaven is just our way of comfort. White hell is an exploited idea by the church. I think they feel their pain after death. Perhaps if you were to cremate a corpse and could hear them talk, you could hear them scream out to not cremate. And just think of a mortician's job and so on. The earth is hungry, do you hear how her heart throbs? She is hungry, still demands cleansing. The earth is also thirsty. Patrick,
Изуродован.
41-year-old. He hated his life, but I made him deny it. Charlie,
Сожжен.
12-year-old. Charlie was a brilliant kid who wanted to make the world a better place. Until I met him by complete accident. He saw me as a savior, but I think I am not anymore. William, 18-year-old. There's only one death that haunts me when I sleep. The sun, his bones crunching, his blood going everywhere. But why him? Why does he terrify me? I have seen and done so many things like this, and all I can do is cry and whimper in fear when I see his dark, faceless corpse stand beside me.
Burn away, Kenshin.